this week, we got our first sponsor of the week. We're going to be sponsoring Nezzy.
Seymour's Queen.
Yeah, y'all.
So Seymour's Queen, let the people know what we're working with today.
So I want for us to sample. Take your utensil before anything else. I don't have any spoons. We got forks. So
we about to fork it up.
Yeah. Okay. If the cameraman wants to try, I have a utensil for him. So today we have necessary moss. And this is the pineapple flavor. Everyone loves pineapples. If you know anything about them, they're high in antioxidants, minerals, and vitamins, and especially that bromelain. If you don't know about bromelain, look it up.
Bro.
So, are y'all ready to try some?
Yeah, let's try this.
Looks like applesauce almost.
It does.
Pineapple sauce.
It does look like applesauce. It is like a pineapple sauce.
Do they sell pineapple sauce in the market?
They don't even have pineapple jam on the market.
It's not sauce, it's moss.
It's right. So, boom.
Who wants to try
for the
first?
amount, you don't gotta take out too much if you don't want to, but take enough to taste it.
You want to try it first?
Did you want?
No face?
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Dive in.
Let me do the honors here.
Here we go.
If you're a texture kind of person, I feel bad for you.
Delicious.
Wait, you didn't put it in your mouth.
What
shoot.
do you say? No face? Let me try my own.
It's nostalgic. Like, it reminds you of so much different things, you know? Like,
Y'all can't see his eyes behind his glasses.
that's really good. And
Oh, my God. I give it a 100,000.
Oh my God.
I definitely recommend this.
Wow, that was very interesting consistency. Wow.
So now,
It's really pineapple moss.
Y'all like it,
yeah, it tastes great.
Cameraman,
That's fire.
Yeah, I'm coming in.
you coming in?
I'm coming in.
Hot. He's coming in hot, y'all.
It's hot, but it's cold.
Big. He got bars today. I don't know. It's the coffee? The coffee
might
makes me
be
feeling saucy, don't it? Like you.
coffee put a little pep in his step today.
I like it on some coffee. I like shoot on coffee. What kind of coffee you drink, shoot?
It was hot. Vanilla, from vanilla.
I'm gonna bring him a coffee every episode.
That's good though.
You want some more, don't you?
No, it's good. It's delicious, y'all. Y'all should definitely try it. Tap in with the Seymour's Queen.
Yes. Get you some. Why? Because it's necessary.
Necessary.
Yes.
I'm Shoot the Artist,
I'm No Face Rel.
and this the Non-Mean Show. And listen, y'all, we got some interesting things for y'all today on this episode.
For sure.
To pop it off, listen, we got the Mexican Congress. Hold on. Before we even get into it, No Face, how was your week? Before the people know.
My week's been pretty good. Shout out to DJ Hollywood. He made his debut at Wolf Bear Garden for college night last night.
Okay.
You know, we had to go have a couple brewskis, you know, and check the environment, network, you know, let the new students, let them know, you know, what the Non-Mean Show is, you know, let them.
Yeah, it was definitely a vibe last night, you know. Also, let's give a little remembrance for 9/11 earlier this week, you know.
True.
And speaking of 9/11, how you feel about our president not being at none of the memorial sites that were attacked that day?
I feel like his the previous presidents, that was something that, you know, is real recognized, that, you know, September 11th, you know, the damage that it caused our country. That's one of the days where you want to put everything down, you know, and focus on that, and, you know, pay your tributes to all the families and the victims that lives was lost, you know. So for him not to be there or any of the sites is just kind of like a smack in the face to America, you know. And this is the guy that's representing us. So it's like, I mean, based on the stuff that we see from Biden, you know, not to get into it, you know, it's not surprising seeing this type of act from him, you know.
Yeah, I definitely agree that this act will definitely hurt his presidential campaign in 2024.
Definitely.
You know, but keeping on the politics, you know, while everybody was being distracted recently, the Mexican Congress held a congressional hearing. And guess what the topic of discussion was?
What was that?
UFOs. UFOs. So apparently they have these two old specimens saying they're over 1,000 years old, saying that these is aliens and stuff like that. But basically, the way that they're viewing it is that most of the people already know that we not alone. Yeah. So it's not getting as much coverage or press. And then it's like they've had multiple incidences or reports saying that in the past when people brought up mummies or stuff that looked like what they displaying, it usually was like mummified children or something like that. Because these was like small bodies. Yeah. You know, so they trying to claim that these is some extraterrestrial beings with saying that, oh, they not from here, look at their genetics and stuff like that. But for the most part, most people don't really care.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, you know, all the different things that we've seen, whether it's a sighting, you know, and it's catching just a whole crowd of people looking in the air, or whether it's just like some phenomenal like happening of like light, or somebody finding this unknown, you know, species in their backyard and stuff. And I think we at the point where it's just like we know that we're not alone here, you know, like, and people are, I'm not gonna say like scared, but it's like I feel like people just got so much more on their plate to like not pay attention to that. Like it might be those certain people that are more interested into it, opposed to maybe where they live, you know, there's more sightings in different areas, you know, where it's more of a thing. But I just feel like, you know, it's just like, it is what it is.
Yeah, you know, before we go to the next one, you know, based on your culture, you believe in different things. You have different folklores, you know. So in Latin America, they have a lot of different folklores, know what I mean? So they already know extraterrestrials and other things exist out there. So this wasn't as big a news.
True. So we gonna get into one of my topics, which is the attack on the consumer. This is something new for y'all folks, you know, attack on the consumer, because right now we at a Cold War. If y'all people don't know, we're at a Cold War. So a lot of these countries right now are trying to attack us in different ways that will hurt us, you know. And if y'all haven't seen the new iPhone that's dropping.
Oh my, what is it? The 15?
The 15. So they have the
Oh my God.
So they have the basic iPhone 15, then they have the Pro Max. Now, the regular one starts at $1,000, and it's no different than the Generation 14 iPhone.
$1,000?
Except for I think they maybe put like a faster processor chip and maybe more megapixels to the camera. I mean, how much clearer can the picture get?
I mean, reports say that the newest Samsung got more megapixels. So how y'all gonna let Samsung beat y'all at what y'all was known for? So if that's the case, why am I getting an iPhone if y'all don't have the best camera quality in the game?
Now, my main problem is the price, $1,000. Now, if you go to Best Buy or any of these other companies, you see that MacBooks, you know, they generally start around $1,000 if you're getting like a base package, you know. And how is the iPhone the same price as, you know, your MacBook or more than your iPad? And
yeah, definitely more than the iPad.
I feel like it doesn't cost too much to make an iPhone, you know, maybe less than $100. I'm not sure, but I feel like, you know, who's the company making these products? Exactly, China. So they're attacking us because they know that us as consumers, we're still going to buy the product. We're still going to place those pre-orders, you know, and
yeah,
people still want that luxury. They want the next new hottest thing. So yeah, I'm going to stay a few generations behind when it comes to that, because I just need a phone that works. And
that's a fact. You know, as you as y'all already know how Apple give it up, as Americans, we always want to keep up with the Joneses. That's our society. We're a consumer society. So, like No Face just said, they know that it's going to be people that's going to buy the iPhone, not because it has the best features or it's the best business productivity, just because this is the forefront of luxury. If I don't have this, then I'm looked down upon in the society, or I want to be in the top echelon. But a lot of this is just invisible society tiers.
We got it to the point where like you can't get into that group chat if you don't have an iPhone. If you got an Android, it's like, hey,
it's over.
And that's where we've been brainwashed, you know, like to the point where we feel like we need this thing where 20 years ago it didn't exist, you know, and we were living fine. But hey, that's just how it goes when it comes to, you know, these different companies and their tactics on how they're gonna
attack the American consumer.
Yes.
You know, and keeping it on China and the attacks, you know. Right now, the British government came out and said that Chinese spies are targeting British officials in sensitive positions in politics, defense, business as part of an increasingly sophisticated spying operation, just to gain access to secrets that the other countries that the UK is doing right now. So if they just came out and said that they have Chinese spies trying to take down people in powerful positions, imagine what they might be doing in other countries around the world that it hasn't come out yet.
Yeah.
You know, most people forget that China has one of the biggest populations on the planet. How many countries are there? Like only 160 something? It's under 170 countries in the world. China has over 1 billion people. They have the ability to send 1 million of their own people to every country in the world. Can't tell me it's no spies. And then what they do with it, they don't go there and assimilate with the local culture. They go there and bring their own culture. That's why it's a Chinatown everywhere you go. They bring their own businesses, cultures, and customs. That way you can survive. That's how they doing it. They just took a page out of the British from colonialism, and they upgraded it.
True.
For a lot of y'all who don't know, back in the 1800s, the Britons was selling opium to the Chinese. They was addicted. It was like the 80s crack epidemic here in the U.S., but it was the 1800s opium epidemic. And it got so bad to where people was like, oh, no, if you selling it or doing it, they're going to kill you. So now I feel like this is China's revenge on Britain for doing that to them hundreds of years ago. So,
yeah, you know, revenge is the best. What is it? Enjoy with sweet. What's the word I'm looking for? The quote.
This serve cold or something?
Yeah, it's something along the lines. But we seeing that the UAW, which is the United Autos Worker Union, has officially went on strike at midnight, and this right now is about to cause a trickle effect on far as layoffs, and it's just going to be bad for the economy. And the workers are looking for a 32-hour work week with 40-hour pay, along with some other benefits and better scheduling. Now,
what?
Yeah, they want 32-hour week with 40-hour pay, and I just feel like we're in this generation where people want to do less work for more, and I feel like on different fields I can understand that, but when it comes to auto manufacturing and making cars and stuff, this is real hands-on, unless you're using the machines and stuff like that. But regardless, if you're expecting, more money, you should just, expect to put more work in, That's just the common.
I mean, instead of asking for a 32-hour work week, just ask for a raise or a higher wage. Like how I don't understand. And the main problem is most people don't understand how businesses work. Businesses need to make money.
So with these three companies within the UAW, we got Ford, GM, and Stellantis. And now Stellantis, they own numerous amounts of car manufacturing when it comes to like Dodge, Ram, and several others. So
oh my God,
we're looking at about 140,000 people that's not working right now.
140,000
between the three companies.
Oh my God.
So we're gonna be looking at the steel mill factories start to get layoffs because they're not able to.
They don't have the clients that's purchasing the steel.
Yeah, so they're out of work. So it's just gonna be bad for the economy, especially with the East Coast. Now we looking also at the auto show in Detroit. A lot of these foreign car companies are pulling out because they don't want to participate. They're saying like,
What's the point?
yeah, what's the point? So now you got a lot of these auto shows that's gonna have your traditional cars that you could go,
To your local dealership and get.
yeah. And who wants to go to a car show to go see just a regular car that you could go to a dealership and see?
Right. No one wants to see a Ford.
Yeah. So this is gonna be real interested in the coming months. So y'all look out.
Yeah. So if you looking for a car right now, used car sales about to go through the roof.
Yeah, especially the three companies.
For American car
Right.
companies, listen, everybody about to ride foreign. That's how it's about to go down. Speaking of the East Coast, we got Hurricane Lee, y'all. We got Hurricane Lee. Listen, I don't know what they doing over there with the heart machine, but they coming at us crazy with these hurricanes. You know, before I get into Hurricane Lee, we just had another hurricane hit Libya, and the hurricane was so catastrophic it knocked out, like, it killed 10,000 people, bro. It knocked out half of the city out in Libya, out there in the northern part of Africa. So they wound with these hurricanes. So we got Hurricane Lee. A couple weeks ago, it was started off by like Puerto Rico and the Caribbean, and then in like a 24-hour period just spiked and went up to a category 4. The meteorologists predict that it should be hitting the East Coast this weekend. First, it's not gonna directly hit us in New York, but it's definitely gonna hit the residents of New England, and then after that, it's going up to hit Nova Scotia. But it's a category 4, so get prepared.
Yeah.
Even we gonna start getting rains over here in New York. It's about to get critical. We don't know if it's gonna snow, rain, get cold or hot. It's up in the air.
This weather is real unpredictable.
Yeah. I always say that Mother Nature is always on that time of the month when it comes to the weather here in the valley. Because you never know how you got to dress. You got to keep all your clothes out all year round. How one day is sunny, the next day is snowing.
Yeah, like I walked into the set today with a leather jacket on. I'm probably going to walk out without the jacket on,
Yeah.
So it's weird out here.
It gets real. Also, we got our favorite president. We love you, Sleepy Joe. We love you. So we got Sleepy Joe Jr., Hunter Biden. He's been indicted on some petty criminal things, because if they really wanted to get him, they would have been got him. Let me give y'all some backstory why he was indicted. So apparently 5 years ago, Hunter Biden applied for a firearm. On the application, it's a question that asks you, do you do drugs? He lied. They didn't find out he lied till years later, till when he wrote an autobiography claiming that he was doing drugs during the time he applied for this firearm. So now they're trying to indict him for lying, because that's against the law to lie for that. So now, with him having this firearm, now he technically illegally possessed it, because he's not even supposed to have it. You not supposed to be able to have a firearm legally, and you do drugs.
Yeah.
But my question is, who wrote off and said he was good? Nobody checked him.
I mean, somebody was probably on payroll. You know how the Bidens work. I mean, just take a look at numerous things that they did, and it's just shady work. And somehow Sleepy Joe never is aware of what went down. And that right there is the shady part, where it's just like, all right, the fact that you don't know nothing is like, this shows that everything that you say out your mouth is just cap. So.
And that's probably why this probably might be one of the reasons why they're trying to indict him. Lying and covering up for your son.
But the question is, are they going to convict him?
Yeah, because you can get indicted all you want. The conviction is where it's at.
feel like this is. I feel like this is the please the people to kind of show like, hey, we got him for something, and
But who's complaining about Hunter Biden? Where's the outrage about Hunter Biden? We don't care about him. We care about his father.
yeah,
Now, what he does directly affects his father, but if his father was moving the way he was supposed to, we would be like, okay, that's just Hunter Biden. That's nothing to do with
Yeah.
Joe. But Joe moving bad too, so
Yeah.
now it's like the apple don't fall far from the tree. So they both did it today. So
that statement stands pretty well with them.
exactly.
So we've seen that. Get into some hip hop news. We seen that ASAP Rocky, he's being sued by a former ASAP member, ASAP Relly. So not too long ago, allegedly they say that ASAP, well, not they, but ASAP Relly said that ASAP Rocky shot at him, and that case was thrown out. But now they're starting to paint a picture of like, this is what he says, that they're painting a picture saying that he's a liar, he's an extortionist, and just looking to get some money out of ASAP Rocky. So he's suing him and stuff like that because he's saying that like his whole image is being destroyed.
So he's suing him for slander and defamation?
Yep. So we're going to see how this goes, because if ASAP Rocky didn't shoot him in the first place to begin with, like,
why would you lie?
So if that is not true, you're just creating this whole story, just to
Get attention.
Exactly. So we'll see how that unfolds.
Yeah, when those situations, you never know. You never really know, yeah. You get crazy. Now, listen, y'all. I know. The world is crazy, y'all. The world is crazy, especially in hip hop. Listen, if y'all ain't know, it's a word out that the record labels is ditching hip hop, they ditching rap, they going for Afro beats and Latino music.
Mm-hmm.
So if you one of those artists, get in tune now. Start learning the language. Get a friend, a boyfriend, girlfriend from that culture so you can learn something and get in tune with this music. Because if that's what they looking for, they're going to pay the bag. You seen what Burna Boy, Wizkid, Thames, Bad Bunny, all the Azuna, you seen what they've been doing over the years. They killing the game, and like we don't understand what they saying, but it sound good. So once you learn the language, you can be like, oh, they not even really saying that. It just sound good.
Now, for like the hip hop artists, that don't mean just go jump ship on whatever you're doing. That means you got to be more creative on what you're doing. That means maybe changing your sound, changing your flow, changing your writing patterns, and just trying something different that hip hop has never seen before. Right now we in a state of age where hip hop is just like everybody sounds the same, everybody looks the same, everybody dresses the same, and it's just getting real repetitive on what we're hearing on the radio, to the point where it's like I'd rather listen to like old school hip hop. That's because
old school hip hop was so diverse. Like everybody had their own sound, and even if they almost sounded like each other, they did something and be like, okay, I know that's that person, and this is this person. Nowadays, you can hear 5 different rappers using the same auto tune or beat, and you'd be like,
yeah.
Did they do 4 remixes to the song or something? Like, so yeah, y'all get in tune, y'all, because the world is changing fast. And speaking of the world changing fast, we got 3 politicians, Warren, Sharon, and Duckworth. They basically saying that Elon Musk was part of the reason the Ukrainian military wasn't able to have proper communications. Like we stated in previous episodes, Elon Musk owns this thing called Starlink, which is the collection of satellites in our orbit. So they're basically saying that he turned those satellites off. That limited their communication for the military and for the regular civilians. So remember, they was like, oh, they can't talk to nobody. Yeah, they saying that Elon Musk probably had something to do with that, because it's under his control. No one can just turn it off. How is it that as soon as they get invaded, they Communication is getting turned off.
Now, do you feel like maybe Russia maybe infiltrated that and was like, "Hey, Elon, we need you to do this," like, or maybe paid him off or something to make that go down, since they know that he has.
That's a good question, because when it comes to Elon Musk, number one, he's a businessman, so he's doing whatever else is profitable. So if they did come to him with that, like, yo, we got a bag for you, could come set up in Russia, XYZ, if anything, then yeah, I could see that happening,
I wouldn't
because
put it past him.
this is not a government-owned thing. This is a private, well, not private, it's a public company. Well, I don't know, Starlink publicly traded? Do y'all research. But yeah, this is an entity that owns these satellites that could just turn it off on whatever government or city that they want to. You know how dangerous this is? So yeah, they basically blaming Elon Musk for turning off the satellite links, and they disabled, restricted all the communications. The Defense Department said they don't have no authority to intervene. They said, we can't do nothing about it. We don't own it. It's his. Got to talk to him about it. So they got a big hearing going on for it. And the questions came from this journalist named Walter Isaacson, based on the biography of Musk. Well, he wrote the biography for Elon Musk. So that's where the questions came from when it came to this Ukraine situation.
True. So we're going to jump into economy.
Listen, y'all, so for this economy talk, we're really going to talk about some economies. Which countries have the best economies for you to, prosper and do what you want to do, So the first one we got is the United States. As we all know, the United States constantly ranks as one of the world's largest economies. Why? Because we diversify. But in recent years, most of our main GDP came from the technological advances in the industry space. We always want to capitalize or take over. We're always building stuff. We got the companies going overseas building stuff. Real estate companies is going through the roof right now, So tap into United States. And with the United States, you gotta be diverse. You gotta be versatile. You gotta have that go get it mentality, because it's faster. And it's not like other countries where it's not a lot of resources available. It's plenty of resources, but it's plenty of people trying to get those resources. So you have to be quick. You have to be witty with it. But you definitely need to know English. It's not mandatory, because you can find your community here and prosper. How you feel about that, No Face?
I just feel like, as far as like, just prospering and bettering yourself is like, as far as the opportunity for people, I mean, it's good. You feel me? We got a lot of, like you said, we got a lot of opportunities here on to better your life, and it's all on just you on making that decision. And I feel like if you could come take that advantage, do so, because there's a lot of people that's not taking that advantage, and it's still more work to be done in this world for things to be better. So why not put yourself in, or another person in position to level up, to become that next big thing,
Exactly. And that's why learning multiple languages is important. So for the second one is China. As we all know, China is one of the biggest exporters, biggest manufacturers on the planet. Also they become, it went from, made in China, that's trash. So now it's made in China, but there's some valid stuff. The quality of their products has gone up over the years. And the 3 skills you will need to prosper in China, the first one you'll need is the Mandarin language. Learn Mandarin, because they have 1 billion people in China, and the main language spoken is Mandarin Chinese. Once you know something, that you could plug in. You could tune in real quick. They start talking, they're like, I know what you're saying. They're like, okay, respect, like in Grand Theft Auto. Second one is supply chain management. If you're able to plug in and find a factory that's able to make a certain product for you and you able to find someone to sell it for you or get a warehouse, you'll be able to make it in China. Because like I said, it's a giant manufacturing hub. So it's always little in-the-cut factories and warehouses that need people to move the product. So if you able to plug in and find it, you good. Number 3, cross-cultural communication. That I'm going to keep saying that. You need to know multiple languages. You know, on top of Mandarin, they got the secondary language called Cantonese, you know, and that's like the second most popular language in the country. But once you start getting into these sub-languages, that's how more deeper connected you could get into, because now you start getting to tradition and culture and all of that. So that's China for you.
True.
We got Germany. Germany is known for a strong manufacturing sector, particularly in automobiles and machinery. And it's a key player in the European Union's economy. So, as we all know, how many German car companies do we know?
Yeah, we just were speaking about that.
And aren't they part of this? Aren't they part of that?
Well, with the UAW, that's only the
American companies. Yeah. So now you're going to see the German car companies start coming up crazy because American is lacking. So the 3 skills you will need to prosper in Germany is engineering and manufacturing skills. Listen, you know how to put a car together. You know how to clean a car. You know what certain parts do. You know specifics on types of models. You can make it out there in Germany. They need car enthusiasts. You know, also language skills. If you know German, you can get plugged in.
True.
You know, and then you also need knowledge on export and trade. Just like a lot of these countries on the list, you gotta know how to take a product from one place and be able to move it and sell it somewhere else. Because that's what they do. They moving product all day. Especially Germany is cars. So if you're good at selling cars or you want to have a auto dealership or something, get in tune with somebody from Germany. I'm pretty sure someone out there with a bunch of cars for the low. Because you got them coming straight from their factory in Germany. Before they come over here, they losing value or they gaining value. I don't know how that works. You know, the 4th one, we got Japan. Despite Japan's aging population, Japan remains a technological and industrial leader with a focus on high-tech exports and innovation. You already know about Japan. They brought us Nintendo. Come on now, Mario, Pokemon. These is staples in our lives. What's a Japanese car company?
You talk about like Honda.
Honda, come on now. Honda Accord. Honda is in our lives. Come on now. So the 3 things you'll need in Japan to try to get ahead of the curve. But the first one you already know, learn Japanese. Y'all gotta get in tune with the languages and the cultures of these countries to get in tune for the people to trust you. Unlike America, where anybody could just come here, you be yourself and you're different, and that's what make you stand out. In these other countries, you gotta assimilate and let them know, like, hey, I'm not here to colonize or take over and impose my thoughts. I'm here to actually learn something new from y'all. Also, you gotta learn about quality control and precision. As we know, a lot of things that come from Japan, we known for like fine china, fine art. You feel me? Fine. Even the video games is like spectacular. One of my favorite games, Final Fantasy. The graphics on there is one of the best I've seen in video games, period, throughout the years. You know, so if you have an eye for quality control and precision, then you can make it out there. Also, you got the anime going crazy. You know how to draw, you know how to get the right details, and you could be a manga artist and get your favorite anime out or start a new anime. Number 3, innovation and technology. As we all know, since Japan is aging, it's not a lot of young people. So in order to combat that problem, they have a lot of robotic help. They got a lot of robots going on. You know, also for the lonely people, they got the dolls for y'all. So listen, if you wanna make it in Japan, focus on how you can help the elderly. Focus on how you can help the young lonely people, and focus on how you could help build the Japanese economy. All right, now we got the United Kingdom, y'all. How you feel about the UK, No Face?
I feel like right now, far as a destination to move, I feel like I always see something like far as the internet, like it's not the best place to move, as far as like just post to other countries. And can you shed a little light on like why that might be?
I mean, based off what I know, you know how they say, "Oh, America's in decline, America's in decay." Well, apparently the UK is years ahead of us in the decline and the decay. You know, so I guess whatever is over here in America is 5 times worse in the UK. I don't live there, but the people I've talked to, they said that like the dating scene, for example, it's no dating scene. You know, cause nobody is society has declined, it's crumbled. Nobody has enough money to have kids, so why even date somebody? You know, and then it's like you gotta, just like the UK, they have a migrant problem as well, where you got a bunch of illegal immigrants coming in, disrupting the economy, taking away resources from other stuff. And a couple years ago, UK had the Brexit deal, where they basically split apart from the European Union to become its own separate thing. But when they did that, it literally tanked their currency, and they had crazy inflation to the point they had to beg the European Union to come back.
It's like a plant cutting off
Itself from the main one, like I could grow by myself.
and then we don't have no water.
Yeah, no nutrients at all. So getting into the UK, you know, as we all know, they have a diverse economy with different cultures, especially like from the Caribbean. You also got some African influence there. If y'all didn't know, they had this thing called the Great Restoration in the 1900s, where they recruited a large amount of Caribbean people to come to Europe to help rebuild it after World War I or World War II. But yeah, in UK, get on y'all financial services, because they heavy out there like that. So if you into crypto trading, you into the money markets out there, UK has the second biggest stock market compared to the New York Stock Exchange. So definitely get into that. Also, the digital and creative industries. So if you're a digital creator, UK could be the spot for you, because they heavy on that right now. Even though everyone is XYZ, you could find some good content creators. You could find some good people out there that's making the content, that's doing the digital stuff, that's making the digital products like graphic design, marketing, you know, all of that. So get out there. If you're a content creator, UK is the place for you. Also, sharpen up on your international trade and business law. You know, sharpen up on that, because without that, you're not going to survive in a lot of these countries. So get into them. The 6th one is Canada. As we all know, Canada was one of the first countries over here to legalize cannabis. That was like 2017. So with Canada, you want to get into the cannabis industry, which is easy. It's this company called Vangus or something. It's like one of the leading marijuana companies that's hiring people to work with marijuana, whether you want to be a butter, a tender, or a gardener, or you want to work in the dispensary directly. They got different jobs for that. Also, you got the maple syrup industry. If you go up to Quebec City, there's like the maple capital up there. They got maple butter. They got all different types of products you can profit from. And all you would have to do is just partner with a local maple dealer, or buy your own little maple tree. Start your own little maple farm on your property. So get in tune with Canada. Also, Canada is very if you from Caribbean descent, you know, go to Toronto. It's lit over there. If you from Asian descent, go to Vancouver. You know, it's a large population over there. Then we have Australia. Now, for Australia benefits from abundant natural resources, including mining, agriculture, and they have a highly developed financial sector. Now, what you will realize about the countries who are heavy in the financial sector is that's mainly their bread and butter. For Australia case, they have a bunch of natural resources, but just like a lot of these countries, they don't want to just mine their resources, so they import a lot. Because if I just mine all my resources now, I won't have none left. Yeah. So let me get some of yours. So with Australia, focus on focus on the tourism sector, because right now, even though Australia is not the best place to live, the tourism sector is always booming. Go to Sydney. You know, if you wanna be a travel influencer, Australia is the place to be. If you like nature, you wanna go to the outback, go to Australia. You could catch some kangaroos, some koalas.
Yeah, beautiful country.
You know, also for photographers, they have some good landscapes out there as well. And that brings me to Switzerland. You know, as we all know, Switzerland, Swiss Alps, you know, they also known for their big financial sector, but they also known for pharmaceuticals and high-end manufacturing. So if you into like those industries, like at the highest level, and you need the best equipment in the game, most than likely it's manufactured by a Switzerland company, because they only dealing with the finest materials. So they paying the highest cost for these materials. That means you as the consumer, you're gonna pay the highest cost to get whatever you need, but you definitely gonna profit off of it. Whether it's in mining, it's in the medical industry, it's all different types of stuff. Just as I said, they also deal with pharmaceuticals as well. So imagine how good the medicine, how much more better the medicine will be out there versus out here in America. America's not known for being good with pharmaceuticals.
Speaking of medicine, not to cut you off.
Nah, hop into it.
So I seen something recently on the news that I spoke about on the last episode, and that was far as with the pharmaceuticals, far as like NyQuil and all of the decongestants type of syrups and different pills that they have. Well, they say that none of these things work for you. Like none of them are efficient for helping get rid of your cold or sickness. And this is something that I pointed out before, is that when I do get sick, I go to the veggie aisle. You know, I go to the herb section, and those are the things that help me get better. Now, my problem with the news is that they just released that, and it's like, you guys been making all this money all this time. You guys have scientists that work on these, pharmaceuticals.
Yeah, they do tests.
You guys know, you knew that this stuff wasn't working, but you continue to get money out of the consumer. You know? And another thing is with the news, they didn't give you no alternative. They just said, oh, it doesn't work. And then what was you going to do after that? You have to go over the counter? You got to get a prescription now?
Yeah.
To get something stronger? No. I feel like you should, like I said, get those veggies and herbs as far as when dealing with sickness. Now, other things you may have to go over counter for, but
Exactly, So when it comes in terms with Switzerland, those over-the-counter medicines may be more effective, but at the end of the day, you're not going to beat the natural herbs and stuff like that. So if you a pharmaceutical student, Switzerland will be the place for you to go do your studies so you can learn advanced medicine and stuff like that. So shout out to Switzerland. And then we got Singapore. We get into another Asian country. If y'all don't know, Singapore is where I don't even know the name of this hotel, but y'all go look it up. So type in biggest famous hotel in Singapore, and it's like a giant boat on top of a tower, because it's a giant.
I did see that.
Yeah, I forgot the name of it. But yeah, it's a giant infinity pool at the top. Singapore is a major financial and trading hub in Asia with a strong emphasis on innovation and technology. So Singapore is I think it's like a city-state. It's not really a country. It's like a city-state, like Vatican City or something like that. It's a small proximity, but they do big things there. Their main focus is tourism. So if you into any kind of tourism, you could definitely go to Singapore and utilize that. Also, if you into trading and financials, you go to Singapore, you could get connected to with the rest of Asia. You're going to find people from all walks of life in Singapore. If you want to get connected, especially if you're a business person, that's definitely the place you should go. Also, Singapore, they also dealing with like NFTs and cryptocurrency out there as well. So get in tune. And the last on the list, we got South Korea. South Korea, y'all. No, we haven't heard too much stuff about South Korea at all, except for K-pop. No, but South Korea has a strong manufacturing sector, particularly in electronics, automobiles, and shipbuilding. It's known for its expert-driven economy. So it says it right there. If you feel like you are an expert in exports, then South Korea could be for you, because that's all they doing. What's some South Korean car companies? Kia?
Might be Kia.
Kia, and what else? I don't know. If y'all know the companies, comment below. But yeah, we got South Korea. And if you wanna go into South Korea, learn some Korean. Learn the languages, y'all. Don't forget the languages. Yeah, it's cool to go try to speak English, but when you know their language, they trust you a little more. And when it comes to business, it's all about trust. Also, if you heavy in electronics, you like building stuff like that, go to South Korea. They're gonna help you with your manufacturing. And just like Singapore, they right there, so they well connected. It's not like North Korea where people is starving. People is free in South Korea. So that's my economy talk. Do y'all research, get into them, get out the US, get on to the world and really explore and really learn,
True. So shout out to Shoot the Artist with the economy talk.
Economy.
So we're gonna be doing our last Would You Rather this week. It's definitely been funny going through different scenarios and Would You Rathers throughout the entire season. But I think it's time to do something new for the people. But before we do go with Would You Rather, here's my last one. So, would you rather have a garden with every fruit and veggie, but you have to maintain it? Or would you rather have a lifetime gift card to the veggies and produce aisle of any store of your that you like?
Wait, so I have all veggies and fruits, but I have to maintain them daily.
Yeah, we're talking about every fruit and vegetable.
So it's like a good 50 acres of land
Yeah.
that I gotta cover for each one.
Or you could get that lifetime gift card where you could go to, your local grocery store and just pick up some vegetables or different, things that you need.
No, I'm picking the every veggies, because I'm taking them veggies, I'm selling it, and I'm getting some workers, paying some people to help me maintain it. We doing this. It's healthy. I don't even know, cause with the membership, I'm thinking about like Whole Foods. But then again, you don't really know where they get their stuff either.
Exactly.
They say it's a whole food, but it's like, is it really nutrients? Is it really whole? So
A lot of GMOs and different.
Especially with the recent watermelon exploding catastrophe. I don't even know. Yeah, that's what I picked. So for my Would You Rather, would you rather meet somebody you never met that passed away? You feel me? Or would you rather meet someone that you haven't met that's in the future?
So,
yeah, would you rather meet someone you never met from the past,
mm-hmm.
or would you meet someone you never met from the future? Like 10, 20 years in the future.
And meet them now?
No, like you meet the future version of them. You don't know who they are now, but you just meet them the 20-year from now version of them. Or you meet someone from the past, from their past selves.
I probably would want to see somebody from their past, especially like somebody a successful person that became something, that had one of those tough stories where it's like I had to really grind it out to get where I'm at type person. So I would want to see them, at the foundation of their life, their career, and kind of just piggyback and
pick their brain. That's a fact.
And observe,
I'm like, what really happened, Michael Jackson? No, that's a fact. Now I'm gonna have to go with the future one, cause you don't know what's gonna happen in the future. I might need some insight, and if they already 20 years ahead, they could tell me some insight that could help me.
True.
You know, they be like, yeah, so in this year, something might happen. So make sure you prepare. I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Definitely say that. So
Yeah. So both sides is definitely cool. So we're gonna get into the lifestyle in depth for you people.
it's the lifestyle.
And today we're gonna be talking about what is happiness.
It's a good question.
People think they're pretty sure about what happiness is, but I'm gonna
It's not a feeling.
definitely put you people on to what is happiness. So happiness is a subjective and individual experience characterized by feelings of contentment, satisfaction, and joy. Now, to get a little further into this, happiness is a state of mind. It's a state of well-being. You know, it's an actual thing. Happy is the evidence of happiness. You know, and that's just one of the benefits that do come from being happiness. But there's multiple aspects of being having happiness. You know, and we tend to confuse pleasure and happiness because they both feel good.
That pleasure is not happiness.
Well, pleasure is fueled by dopamine and could end up addiction if not taken with precaution. And happiness is linked to serotonin and connection. And although happiness is distinct from pleasure, happiness can occur in the absence of dopamine. Happiness only occurs in a state of safety, satisfaction, contentment that are more aligned with happiness. So that dopamine could be completely gone, but if, say for example, if you're not too excited about how money is working out for you as far as the funds that you're getting, but if you know that all your bills is paid, you could have a little bit of happiness still though.
Facts.
You may not be happy,
But you might have some
peace,
yes,
some mind, calmness. So although happiness is distinct from pleasure, happiness can occur in the absence of dopamine, and happiness can occur in a state of safety. So satisfaction and contentment are more aligned with happiness. Now, pleasure, on the other hand, like I said, is fueled by dopamine, which is the neurotransmitter known for curiosity, approach, and one of my favorite ones, motivation.
Okay.
And reward, goal, and pleasure seeking. Now, these are all things that you obtain as far as with the pleasure. So if you're seeking out that motivation and you're up and ready to go do something, and then something just comes in the middle of that, and your motivation
destroys it.
Your motivation is gone. But you know, when you have that true happiness, you have that willpower to back it up, you know, and be like, I'm gonna go through this regardless, you know, because I know the purpose. Now, the biggest thing that contributes to happiness is having purpose, having a true purpose in life, you know. And without having a true purpose, you'll never have true happiness. Now, living with purpose gives you a reoccurring touchstone, or a goal, I should say, you know, which leads to feeling less anxious about the direction in life, or being more calm about your life direction, or the purpose can lead you to being more organized and more healthy, you know. So when you wake up in the morning and you already know what your purpose is in life, it's that much easier to get out of bed.
It hit different.
Yeah, opposed to when you're like stressed out about all these different things, you know, whether it's your bills or school, like it's not organized for you because it's just a chaotic mess in your brain. But when you're living with purpose and knowing that these are the steps and measures I gotta take to get to the next plan or the next destination, I should say. That's when you define that purpose, it'll get you there for sure. And to end it off for you folks, I want you to review your current activities in your life and reflect on which ones are adding to your life and which ones are, you know, taken from your life, and focus on what's helping you out and subtract the things that's draining your life. This is Lifestyle in Depth, and That's what I got for the people today.
You know?
It's happiness.
Oh wow, that was really good.
Wow.
Wow. Oh my God.
Where's the Seymour's?
The Seymour's
Hey,
Queen, where you
y'all.
come from?
Yeah, I was just out and about, and I had to conjure up some mossy bossy.
Ooh.
Yes.
Seymour's
Okay,
today.
Seymour's, what we got today?
So what I have today, I bought our my pineapple flavor for y'all to sample if you guys want to try some.
Okay, pineapple.
Yes. So if you don't know, pineapple is very high in vitamins, antioxidants, and bromelain, and is a very important nutrient to our bodies. And paired with the sea moss, and you have magic happening in your belly. So
Magic.
if anybody wants to try some,
Say that.
yes.
Hey,
I didn't have any spoons. I have forks.
it's okay.
It all works.
But how y'all been? I missed you guys.
Yo, good.
Well, I'm Shoot the Artist.
Yeah, I don't know.
Now, now we're about to end the episode. I missed you guys, but yeah, we gotta go though. Darn.
Like, we miss you too. I'm Shoot the Artist.
No face rail.
And the queen on the scene, Seymour Snazzy.
This is the Nah Mean
Show.
Show. It's your favorite abstract artist, Shoot the Artist. And you know what time it is. It's Painting with Shoot. And today's painting is I call this Ease on Down the Road. Because if y'all watch The Wiz, y'all know that no matter where they went, they followed the road through all the darkness, through all the traps, through all the demons that life may give us. As long as we follow the road, we're going to get to where we got to go. It's different lanes. It's different ways you can go. But you're going to get there. You just got to go. Sometimes we could get stagnant and stay in one place and the darkness surround us. But every time we move, we make a move, we leave in a path on the trail to go somewhere else. Someone else could follow that path, but we got to go. We got to start. So this is Ease on Down the Road, y'all. Da-na-na-na-na-na.
Ease on down the road.
Don't you carry nothing that might be low. Come on. Ease on down the road. So